What's up, everybody? Welcome to SLC Puck. I'm your host, Austin Facer. My studio audience is looking at me a little perplexed today. I'm trying to add a little different flavor to the introduction as we go. I don't want the show to get stale, guys. It's an interesting, fun show. We got to keep it up. We got to keep it this way. It's your twice weekly podcast on all things happening with hockey in the great state of Utah, SLC Puck. I think I already said it already. I'm Austin Facer. This is our first show in a little bit without the assistance of my sister, Samantha. She did about 3 shows in a row for us. We really appreciate that. We might not see Sammy for a while. I believe she's already staking out a spot in front of the Delta Center to try to get the jerseys as soon as they drop on October 2nd. So I'm not going to see my sister for about about a week and a half, guys. So we wish her well. If you see her out camping in front of the Delta Center, give her some food. She loves Dr. Pepper. She's going to need some refreshments to make it work. But we appreciate her willingness to get in there and grind it out and be the first to get a Utah Mammoth jersey. And I'm actually half kidding. I'm sure Sammy will be waiting overnight in line to get one of these. She's not there yet, so she has parenting duties to do. But hey, if you need some hockey kind of mammoth-y merch to tide you over until your jersey arrives, I've got some great recommendations for you. Head over to BigTuskEnergy.com. That's the clothing brand that powers SLC Puck. Super excited about this new shirt that we have up here, the City Defender tee with this Mammoth Big Tusk Energy type behind it. We actually just had someone order one of these shirts just a couple minutes ago. I get a notification on my phone whenever someone makes an order. So we appreciate Gabe or Gage, one of those two. Sorry, I know I'm going to screw that up. For his purchase. I'll tell you what, as soon as he gets this, as soon as it comes in the mail, this guy's going to look awesome. So, if you want to be that guy, head to BigTuskEnergy.com to get your merch. And again, it's a great way to support the show. I do have some breaking news as well. Bear in mind, guys, this is a very unserious program we do here at SLC Puck. But occasionally we have the opportunity to break some big news. And the news that I have to share is a little earth-shattering, a little shocking. It's big, it's bold. It's going to create a lot of controversy, but it might be the right move. Because the Utah Mammoth are winless through their first 3 preseason games, the team has decided that they will drop the Mammoth moniker and revert back to the Utah Hockey Club. They're like, you know what, guys? It's not good that we haven't won a game in the preseason yet with our branding. We think it's a bad omen. We're going to go back to the Utah Hockey Club. Never mind the fact that we have all these jerseys. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, creating the branding and the marketing for this team. We got to go back. We can't not be winning these preseason games. Now, of course, I'm joking. I'm being facetious. I'm being dramatic. I mean, you'd think that's what some people want to do, though, judging by a few of the reactions on Mammoth Twitter. Although I'll say this, I think for the most part, people were reining it in pretty good. The Utah Mammoth were blown out, I guess you could say, in Anaheim. Maybe they went to Disneyland before the game and had one too many churros, or maybe they did a fried pickle over there at Disneyland for a little bit. That seemed pretty heinous. We're a big Disney family. That if you follow SLC Puck on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, we're doing a new series called SLC Pups, where my mom's dogs are predicting the winners of each of the Utah Mammoth games this year. Their names are Mickey and Pluto. So there you go. We're big Disney fans. But I thought the fried pickle was a little overboard. My sister didn't. She loves that kind of stuff, but I think it's disgusting. Anyway, I'm going to blame that as the reason for the Utah Mammoth 6-1 loss on Monday. Should we overreact that the Mammoth have been blown out, I guess, 3 times in the preseason? I mean, not blown out. I think their first game against Colorado on Saturday was they were leading, and then no, this was Sunday. Excuse me. They were leading and then lost the lead in the third period. That second game, they were blown out. I think it was 8-1 or something. It was pretty bad. But should we overreact? No. Is it more fun if we do? Kind of, right? So I think let's reach a compromise there on the intensity level that we should talk about these last few games with. I'm going to describe one thing that I really liked from Monday's game, and then one thing that was just a titch concerning. Okay, as far as my positive takeaway, I was very encouraged by what I saw from Dylan Guenther. He scored the lone goal of the game for the Utah Mammoth on Monday, and which is great. You know, hey, he's the only guy on the score sheet in the goal column. Like that's an obvious positive takeaway. But for me, like what I really liked about it was like just the added scoring touch he did. You know, he was just found the puck in a situation where he's one-on-one on the goaltender, came in on the goal line and deked around him and found the back of the net. Like that kind of like versatility in goal scoring is going to be really big for Dylan Guenther. Obviously, we all know the story with this guy. His nickname's Gunner because he's got a terrific shot. He scored the first goal in Utah Hockey Club history. Will he score the first goal in Utah Mammoth history? I guess we'll see, right? But the other thing that was just it just jumped off the screen when you watch this was like the speed he showed on the ice. Like we haven't seen these guys in a few months, so you know it could be we've sort of forgotten a little bit, but he definitely seemed like even faster than he was the year before. And I think this is really interesting to note, guys. He's already a very quick player. I pulled this up on NHL Edge's data set. You know, they do the advanced analytics. My mom finds this fascinating. They have these like little chips built or sewed into their jerseys, and they have little chips in the puck so they can get all this crazy data on the player's skating speed, the way the puck movement, the velocity on shooting and all that, time spent in the different zones, all this like crazy data, right, that they can put together. Dylan Guenther, according to NHL Edge, hit a top skating speed of 23.11 miles per hour last year. The league average for forwards last year was just under 22, about 21.98. So Guenther is roughly more than a whole mile per hour faster than the typical NHL forward. So he is an above average skater. That put him in the 93rd percentile for most 20 per mile per hour plus speed bursts last year. Legit fast. Yeah, he's got great straightaway speed. And I think we saw in his deking on the goaltender like a lot of like great lateral skating ability too. Like the thing that I'm trying to get better at as a hockey player who took a very extended break from playing the game. I was probably really never that good when I was playing in high school, if I'm being completely honest. I'm a much better hockey player now. I really think this is true. I'm a much better hockey player now at 33 after a 15-year break from playing than I ever was when I was in high school playing, you know, consistently. And, you know, I guess I was like probably like a borderline decent travel player from time to time, but I think I've gotten a lot better now that I've gotten way more in the swing of things. If you guys have listened to the show, you know that I play on a men's league team called the WDs. We're back on KSL.com. I can't say, you know, the name of the team. But like what I've really tried to focus on is like becoming a better three-dimensional skater. And that means like skating in different directions and speed and like really kind of increasing my versatility in terms of agility, straightaway speed, backward skating, lateral movement, like all the stuff that goes into skating. Skating is definitely an art. It takes a ton of practice, and it really kind of looks like Dylan Guenther's done a lot of work on his skating. And it's really fascinating to watch him because you can tell he's kind of a product of the times now. Like the way like they teach skating is a little bit different now than how it used to be. He looks like a modern hockey player, especially the way he skates and shoots the puck. I mean, there are a lot of new ways that players like learn how to shoot the puck as well. Like I was always taught, when you shoot, like you sweep and you kind of put the pressure on the heel of the blade as you sweep the puck through. But now, kind of the modern approach to skating is to shooting is to put pressure on the toe of the blade as you shoot, and that causes the stick to flex or bend a little bit more, and then whips the puck through a lot. So I've been working on that, and like I've been feeling a huge difference. And I kind of wish I had grown up learning that way, but Dylan Gunther clearly has. And to me, I think that's why he looks like a modern NHL forward. I think that there's a lot to be excited about. The one negative, the one thing that was not great in the 6-1 loss to Anaheim yesterday, and recording this episode right now on September 24th, Wednesday. So you might be listening to this on Thursday. They're playing the Golden Knights in Sin City on Thursday, so we'll see what shakes out of that game. There should be some things to watch for as well. But, the goaltending wasn't great. Two guys that they relied upon last year, one heavily, one less heavily. Karel Vejmelka got the start. He allowed 3 goals on 17 shot attempts, so made 14 saves. Save percentage of 82.4%. Not great. Jackson Stauber came in relief, and he allowed 3 goals on 11 shot attempts, so save percentage of 72.7%. I think there could be some reasons for that. I mean, obviously, I think getting your eyes back, into seeing NHL pucks come in your way, it might take a second, right? But Veggie's gonna see plenty of reps in training camp. Jackson Stauber as well, who will probably be in Tucson, but could come up in relief for Veggie or Vitek Vanacek as he did last year. But that was a little disappointing. Again, another reason, the defensive group for Utah, not their best. Not an NHL group that they rolled out against Anaheim. Artem Duda, good player. He'll probably suit up for the Mammoth within the next few years. Still a prospect though. Maverick Lamoureux, he also played 15 games for the hockey club last year, but still a budding prospect, not quite full-time NHL ready. Montana Oyebuchi, who had a nice fight in the game, not quite an NHL guy either. Maximilian Suber, not an NHL guy either. And then some guy named VT Vayasin, and apologies for saying your name wrong, VT, but I'm not going to commit too much memory to learning it. I don't think you're going to be playing for the Mammoth anytime soon. Sorry. I hope his parents aren't listening to the show. I'm going to get a very angry email from Mr. and Mrs. Vayasin, and I probably said their name wrong as well. So I'm sorry. People ask me all the time, Austin, how are you able to finance such a sophisticated podcasting operation from your mom's basement? And what I tell them is that I sell merch, and the merch that I sell can be found at slcpuck.shop. And now here's our new lifestyle brand that we're super excited to roll out, Big Tusk Energy. That's right. It's for fans who know what they're packing. All kinds of dope stuff here in this collection. Hoodies, hats, some beanies, even got some dad hats, a blanket, perfect for snuggling under the chill of an ice rink right there in the Big Tusk Energy blanket. I'm really excited about this new t-shirt and hoodie that we designed here. It's a mammoth with a hockey stick defending the city of Salt Lake City, much the same way the Utah Mammoth defend us and take on the opponents of the NHL. Let me just note here, this is a fan-made design. Everything at BigTuskEnergy.com and SLC Puck is fan-made, inspired by Utah hockey culture, not affiliated or endorsed by the NHL or the Utah Mammoth. This is a tremendous way to support independent media and independent voice in the podcasting game, me. And I got to say, I think the stuff looks pretty good as well. So head over to BigTuskEnergy.com. Free shipping on orders over $79. You just can't miss this stuff. It's awesome looking gear, and now's the time to jump in on it before the season gets rocking and rolling. So anyway, this is the stuff that powers SLC Puck, Big Tusk Energy. Let's get back to the show. Kind of the other thing that I'm looking at the box score right now of the game, And there's something else that I just think is kind of interesting and is something to follow. You'll probably notice, no Sean Durzi on the roster for this game. And I think that's kind of interesting. And because of that, we see Mikhail Sergachev and Artem Duda took the entirety of the power play minutes in this game. We've clearly, if you watched the team last year, Mikhail Sergachev quarterbacked that first power play unit at the point position. I'll tell you, it looks like in the game the other night, he played 7 minutes and 25 seconds of his 20 second total time on the ice on the power play. I really am of the opinion that if it were me coaching the Utah Hockey Club, or excuse me, the Utah Mammoth this year, and I'm not, the coach is a guy named Andre Tourigny. They call him Bear. But let's say old Osty Boy was coaching the team. What I would really consider doing would be having Sean Durzi get a lot more run with the first power play unit. And it's because of a few things. I really like the fact that he's a right-handed shot. I think that helps him move the puck around the perimeter a little bit more, just the way the power play is set up. And if you just watch him run the power play, they talked about this on Mammoth Daily on Monday, a great podcast that Mike Fulton, Adrian Denny are putting together. Sean Durzi has had experience running the top power play unit. He did so with the Los Angeles Kings when Drew Doughty went down with an injury early in Durzi's career. Durzi was the number one guy with the Coyotes for a little bit when they sucked, but still got a lot of number one reps there. He's been kind of relegated to that number two spot now, especially that Mikhail Sergachev is there. But he is very, very good on the power play. And I think that's like pretty apparent when you watch him with that second power play unit, whichever one Durzi's on, I think is going to be pretty potent and pretty powerful because he's just really quick. He makes really quick reads. The puck doesn't stick on his stick very much. I think it sticks a little bit longer with Mikhail Sergachev. And I think that it's also a little bit trickier for Sergachev to make that pass from Keller on the right side, on the right faceoff dot, to the middle to Sergachev, and then on the left to Dylan Guenther. Because he's a left-handed shot, it's just kind of an awkward pass to make, taking it from Keller and then turning your body and then shoveling it at an interesting angle to Guenther. That pass is a lot easier to make and make it safer with a right-handed blade, which is what Sean Durzi plays with. So I think that's going to be something to watch. Again, I'm not the coach, guys. It's Andre Tourigny. He's a great guy. He drives a Harley. He has bald head. He has a goatee. He's a badass. He's French Canadian. I think Bear is a fitting name. He has a lot of the attributes that bears have, like a lot of intensity, but kind of like the eyes is where I see like a lot of the similarities. Like he just kind of looks like a wild, like husky animal, like a bear, and you just see it in the eyes. So I think again, the nickname makes sense. He's the coach. He's going to call the shot. But Mikhail Sergachev was already playing like so much time on the ice. He led the Utah Hockey Club in TOI last year, time on ice. And TOI, trying to say that always reminds me of TMI, which is too much information, which is what Michael Scott coined in The Office. That was the first place I heard of that. And now it kind of went into the popular zeitgeist of our language. But anyway, TOI, time on ice. Mikhail Sergachev led the team in that last year and led the game in time on ice against the Ducks. 26 minutes, 19 seconds, spent 7 minutes and 25 seconds of that on the power play. Cut that in half a little bit. Give Sean Durzi more of that time, and that'll shave some time off of Mikhail Sergachev's overall time on ice. And I'm not saying Mikhail Sergachev should be on the ice less. He's clearly the best defenseman on this team. But an 82-game schedule, that's freaking long. They're going to play 84 the next year. 82 games, racking up all that time on ice. Like, it's going to get really tiring. I just hiccuped there in case you guys didn't hear. It's going to get really tiring. I think we saw the workload take a toll on Sergachev, especially after the first couple months of last season. And I think he did take a game or so off for maintenance last season. So again, like this is what you say to Mikhail Sergachev. Like, it's hard. Like, everybody likes being on the power play. You know, that it kind of validates you as, you know, one of the most, you know, dangerous, like, you know, best players on the team. But you say to Mikhail Sergachev, if you're Bear, and again, I'm not, you say, listen, buddy, we need you on the ice in really critical situations. We can tread water on the power play with Sean Durzi. We might even be able to score some goals with him, but we need you to be more rested throughout the season to really take advantage of the time that we need you in even strength and on the penalty kill, and stretch that out over the entire 82 game schedule. Durzi's good. You know, Durzi's good. We can rock with him for a few minutes on the power play, and that'll take a little bit off your plate. I think that's the way you approach it. And I think that's what they should do. So we'll see as training camp continues to tighten up. It's tightening up a little bit. They're down from 66 players to 60 now. They sent a few guys back to their respective junior clubs. There's going to be the first wave of waivers tomorrow, so there's going to be even more cuts to make. It's kind of like Survivor, you know, like you know, they're casting some people off the island at the incredible practice facility in Sandy, and I'm sure a lot of those guys are sad to be leaving that facility. And, you know, I think it's great that they get the young guys in to, like, get a taste of the NHL, especially all the fantastic amenities they have. That giant whirlpool, you know, they could do boys time in the jacuzzi. They get the whole dang team in that freaking jacuzzi. I don't know if you've seen it. It looks like a swimming pool. I don't know if they get all 60 guys in there, but they certainly get all 25. A team soak, I think you call it. Hey, what's up, guys? Let me interrupt really quick to remind you about the Big Stick and Gloves Energy giveaway brought to you by SLCPuck.com. Here's the dizzle, guys. I've got a pair of game-issued, or team-issued, I should say, gloves and a stick that were set to be used by Nikki Schmaltz, and I want to give them away. They're just gathering some dust down here in the basement. I really want to give them away to a devoted Utah Mammoth fan. By the way, Nick Schmaltz and the Utah Mammoth not involved in this giveaway. Let me just get that out of the way right now. And so here's the deal. Here's how I'm going to give this this awesome prize away. All you got to do is go to slcpuck.com, submit your email. That's going to put free content right in your inbox. No filler, no spam, just killer content. Every time I post, every time I put a podcast up or write a little article, it'll come right to your inbox. Right now, we're at about 444 subscribers. When we get to 1,000, I'm going to do a live drawing and give this prize away. So, again, make sure you head to slcpuck.com, enter your email. Content's all free, will be forever. This is a great way to support the show and get my takes on the Utah Mammoth straight to your inbox. So what are you waiting for? Go do it right now. And I'm kind of setting myself up for something that, like, sounds like a Pat McAfee joke, the way he was joking about soakers last year. They do soak, all right? The boys soak in the tub, all right? It's just the way it is. It's team bonding. But, you know, they're going to whittle the training camp roster a little bit to really hone in on that opening night group for the Utah Mammoth, which is coming up soon, by the way. October 2nd, preseason home opener against the Kings. Regular season kicks off on October 9th, and then the regular season home opener on October 15th. And hey, just while we're talking about dates, and I know this podcast has been a little unfocused, so, you know, if you're able to keep track of what I've been ranting and raving about for the entirety of this 21-minute show so far, you know, the hats off to you, my friend. But we just reached an agreement with our good friends at a bar named Sue on State Street. They'll be helping us host the season opener watch party. We'll be taking in the game on October 9th when the boys are on the road taking on the Avs. So should be a lot of fun. There'll be more to say about that as the date gets closer. Just remember, it's the bar named Sue on State Street, not the one on Highland Drive. State Street, Midvale. Okay, but yeah, as these dates get closer, camp is heating up. Survival mode is on for a lot of guys. Survivor is happening. You know, it's a little bit dog eat dog internally. Some bumps and bruises already happening. Guys kind of getting in and out of that group. Logan Cooley got banged up in that game against the Avalanche. He's day-to-day right now. He took a hard check into the boards, after which Lawson Krause, the sheriff, laid down the law and defended his honor with a couple of fights in the third period. Jack McBain is also day-to-day. We've talked about Alex Kerfoot being week-to-week, which opens up some interesting possibilities in the lineup. Liam O'Brien back on the ice today. I saw that he was wearing a non-contact Mountain Blue jersey. The rest of the boys are wearing black and white. Or, excuse me, let me stay true to the team branding. Rock black and salt white uniforms. He was wearing Mountain Blue, a non-contact jersey. So he's out there getting a little bit of a sweat in still, trying to earn his place on the roster. But yeah, it's going to be trimmed down quite a bit, and the intensity is really heating up. This was some great reporting by our boots on the ground media today. Brogan Houston had this. I saw my boy Cole Bagley also had this as well, but a little bit of a dust up today. Maverick Lamoureux and Gabe Smith, who is another prospect, has a chance of making the team maybe in a couple years, probably won't this year. But they got a little bit of a dust up. Evidently, Mav Lam was getting a little too physical with Iginla, with Tej Iginla, and so Gabe Smith rushed in to sort of protect him. And then they there's a little pushing and shoving, but a couple minutes later, they're got their arm around each other. They're like, hey, it happens. I thought Andre Tourigny had a fantastic quote about this. Big thanks to our guy Caleb Turner over at KSL.com for gathering this quote here. I'm just going to cue it up here. Sorry, I was playing in the background a little bit. But this is Coach Bear, who I am not, as a reminder, addressing that little dust up.
When you see guys like Smith and Lamoureux going at it there after.
They want it. Did you have a brother or sister? Did you ever fight with him? You don't like her or him? You like him? Huh? Well, that's the way it is. That's yeah. Everybody can beat you, will always hurt you, but when your brother beat you, oh my God, that hurt. That hurt.
So I thought that was a great quote by Bear. Again, he's just saying hey, these guys want it. It means something. Especially like these young guys who are battling for a spot on the team. Gabe Smith is one of those guys. He's trying to stick around camp as long as he can. He wants to show that he's getting close to being NHL ready. He was drafted a couple of years ago. Plays on the Moncton Wildcats with Caleb Denoyer. And Mav Lam obviously is trying to earn a full-time spot in the NHL. So it's getting intense, right? This is kind of like what we expected, what we talked about. Preseason hockey is just a lot of guys trying to make themselves memorable, trying to make an impact on their team, and like I said, be remembered by their coaches. Like Dom Moore has talked about this in all three of the I don't think he's on. Was he on all of them? Anyway, last time I heard from Dom Moore, who by the way gave me a very nice shout out during the Avalanche game. Thank you, Dom Moore. Appreciate that. Talked about the thing you don't want to do is play the whole game and have nobody remember you were on the ice. So by any means, if you got to throw some blows, you got to drop the gloves. We've seen several guys. I mentioned Montana Oyebuchi, who got in a fight again in Anaheim, doing this. Whatever you got to do to stand out a little bit, show some toughness, which is needed on this team. They're going to do it. And I think the whole intensity level gets raised when that happens. I think it's great. Andre Tourigny does not seem. I didn't put the. I don't think I had the video going on my screen when I played the audio from Tourigny, but he was not angry or upset that two of his players were fighting. I think he kind of dug it. Actually, he's like, these guys are bringing the intensity. They're hockey players, for crying out loud. They're trying to make a hockey team. It's what you do. And I'm trying to segue into what I want to say next. I just had a little bit of a brain cramp, but just dropping the gloves against your teammates and against some other guys is just something you have to do. What I was trying to segue into is that I think we might see some scuffs in front of the Delta Center on October 2nd, because as I was saying at the top of the show, that is the date that the Utah Mammoth are dropping their jerseys for the first ever time. This was the big announcement today on September 24th. I'm reading the headline right here on UtahMammoth.com. Little article here put out by the PR team. First ever Utah Mammoth jerseys available to fans beginning October 2nd. Home and away jerseys will debut at the team store inside Delta Center and online at mammotheteamstore.com. Look, there it is. That's the Clayton Keller model right there with the Captain C. So that's going to be that's the sale is going to start at 11 a.m. Mountain Time on the 2nd. Again, I joke that Sammy is going to be off the show for a little bit because she's staking out her spot right now. I predict October 1st, Sammy is going to be riddled with anxiety, just trying to think about how she can be the first in line to get the jersey on October 2nd. I've lived with Sammy my whole life. She's fantastic. She's wonderful. You've seen her on the show, right? There is nothing that causes her more anxiety than trying to purchase, get a drop on something. Again, I talked about how we were like a Disney family growing up. They have all these like collectible items in the Disney merchandise sphere that you can imagine. And Sammy kept very close tabs on all this stuff. She was always setting alarms to wake up and buy, like the new plushies or the new backpacks or the new ears or whatever. Like this was, for her, this is fun. Like a lot of people go out, like they go hunting for game or they go fishing. This is Sammy's version of that, is like trying to acquire these collectibles. And I fully expect her to embrace that mentality when it comes to these jerseys. Now, it does look like they are only going to have the adult sizes to start. They're saying the exclusive on sale date marks the first of multiple planned drops. So a message to Sammy and everybody else like her: don't freak out if you don't get one on October 2nd. These are not going to be hard to find. They had Utah Hockey Club jerseys at frickin' Kohl's, for crying out loud, last year. There's going to be plenty of these, but Sammy likes the fun of being, one of the first, so I'm sure this will be something we do. Additional adult and youth sizing being available in the coming weeks and extending into the new year. Additional retailers may begin selling Mammoth jerseys on October 2nd, so that's when you can probably expect to see them on fanatics.com. And then just some more info there. The team store inside Delta Center is open Monday to Sunday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. On game days, store closes at 3 p.m. and reopens to event ticket holders at 5:30. So that day, again, is the preseason home opener against the Kings. They want a ton of Mammoth jerseys there, I'm sure. So I'm sure there'll be a very heavy stock there. If you want more information on, Mammoth jerseys, the availability, the prices, I've got that for you at slcpuck.com. It's our featured story right now. Utah Mammoth jerseys, release date, where to buy, FAQs, all that good stuff. I just updated this afternoon with the new information. So head that way. And as I have articulated to you guys, we're doing a giveaway for as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers on the free Substack here at slcpuck.com. So this is a good place to check it out, get more information on the Utah Mammoth jerseys. And let me just show you guys one thing. If you don't want to spend all this money, it's a lot of money, right? Getting these nice jerseys. We are going to drop it for sure. We're going to drop that coin. That's what we do. Sammy wanted me to show this to you. And again, she's in front of the arena right now. She couldn't be on tonight. But she went to Target before she did so and got this cute little Mammoth jersey for her son, Kevin. It looks a little bit different than what they'll be wearing on the ice. The striping looks a little bit different, but, still has a nice little Mammoth logo right there, screen printed on, but it looks great. $30 at Target, right? They're practically giving these away, folks. So anyway, head to Target right now on your way to the arena to be second in line behind Sammy to get yourself a jersey. So thanks for tuning in to SLC Puck, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, go to slcpuck.com, subscribe there, follow me on social media, for crying out loud, slcpuck.com. We'll have SLC Pups tomorrow to predict the winner of the game against the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll do podcasts throughout the season, Wednesdays, Sundays, maybe more. I don't know. Gosh, I'm going to be freaking tired pretty soon, but we're going to push on. We're going to keep going. We appreciate you guys so much, and we'll talk soon.